Hello, welcome to the queue. It is turn 5, UK and China, and we have tech reveal of heavy bombers. Didn't quite work out the way we wanted, but we're still going to use them nonetheless. Before we get to the purchase, we have to clear up a mishap here in the Pacific. Originally, this sub came here from 54, and this bomber came from Queensland. The sub got a first strike and killed both those. And this destroyer came up and killed this. However, there is a Japanese destroyer there that was missed. So, what we've got to fix this, this cruiser that went up to Hawaii will now come into 42 with the destroyer, and this destroyer, instead of killing that transport, will come in there. So these three ships will fight this ship. The transport goes back on the map. That battle stands as long as this battle is successful, and then the bomber went to Java. So let's roll that. The U.S. has 2 destroyers and a cruiser, so they just need 1 hit, and that's what they get. The Japanese destroyer returns fire and misses. All right, so the net effect is these 3 ships are now in 42. This transports back, and that battle stands. On to the British turn. Their purchase, they had 32 to spend. They're going to buy a fighter, a heavy strategic bomber, artillery, and 2 infantry for 32. Let's look at their combat. So let's use that heavy bomber, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to bomb that Italian factory in northern Italy because, according to the card, we can drop 25 damage on it, and there is 11. So hopefully we can get close to that. All right, so we've got a naval battle. Our destroyer and cruiser is coming out, along with this fighter here from Gibraltar, which has a movement of 3 left. We are fighting in Tunisia, infantry, tank. And I think that's pretty much it. Everything else is non-com, other than now we've got to kill that transport, so this British destroyer comes out 1, 2, 3 into 44. Takes out the transport. So the transport is gone. It just took extra ships to get it. And that is it. Let's roll some dice. First up, I don't like to start with anti-aircraft fire, so let's go to the naval battle. We have a cruiser, fighter, and a destroyer. 1 hit. That's just lovely. All right, so they have a destroyer and a sub returning fire. No hits. So the sub goes away, obviously. Round 2, 1 hit. Well, we didn't get any extras, that's for sure. The destroyer returns fire and still doesn't get anything. So it's not been good for the Axis on defense this turn. There's nothing there. We'll land that plane. Tunisia, we got 1 French guy. So we can roll that together. This will be the French guy who will not hit. We've got infantry and a tank for Britain. And we do, 1 and 1. So we get the territory, but we lose a valuable infantry. So Tunisia goes down. So Britain goes up to 20. And, oh, now we got time for the bombing of the factory. Here it is, anti-aircraft roll. Oh my gosh, I was sweating bullets. All right, so that means we've got 2d6, which is, I'm using them for damage. I'll just borrow this one over here. All right. So here's the damage we're going to add. We're going to add 6, and we add 1 or 2 for the bomber, so that is a total of 8. So that puts the damage on that factory to, let's see, that'll be 12. So we'll add 7. So that will be a total of 19 damage on that factory, and I guess I took that away. It was 15 damage on the factory there. All right, so that is it for the combat. We survived our encounter with AA, which we're excited for. 3 movement back. He'll go 1, 2, 3 into Algeria. This fighter will also land in Algeria. Or do we need it over here at that air base? I think we need it over here at the air base. So he'll come back to the air base. So the planes have landed. That was to remind me to add 2 to the bombers. All right, so this transport here will grab this mech and drop him off in Algeria. And I think, oh, this cruiser here in 108 moves down 2 into 91, which makes me think I don't need that plane to scramble. So we'll put that plane here in Algeria. No, let's just leave him in there. All right, no movement up in London. Down here, we're going to rail 2 infantry from Belgian Congo into Sudan. Infantry, artillery from Kenya go into Sudan. Also from Ethiopia, infantry, artillery, tank, fighter, tactical will all go into Sudan. Common theme there. Over here, we have a British battleship and heavy cruiser, which will come over 1, 2, 3 into Sea Zone 42. And I believe that's the extent of what we're going to do. All right, let's place our goods. The heavy bomber, 1 artillery, 1 infantry will go here. Oh, you know what? You're right. I want the option 2. So 2 infantry and the heavy bomber go in Belgian Congo. The fighter and the artillery go up here in London. All right. So for cash, we are down to 20. And sad to say, we have no bonuses. So we are out of the bonus industry. So $20 for next turn. China is $5. We're going to buy an infantry, save 2. So we'll get rid of that 5, put the 2 there. We have 1 combat, and it is basically like a walk-on. This fighter comes out of Suyan 1-2, auto kills this bomber because it was an air transport in that battle. So, and then it comes back to this Suyan. And guess what? That's where we're placing our infantry, in Suyan. All right, so now let's do a recap. Well, let's collect money. China collects 1. So next turn they're going to have 3. Oh, wait a minute. We've got Manchuria now. So we collect 4. So we're going to have 6 for next turn. So let's move that up. China didn't get moved up for Manchuria. Matter of fact, USA needs to go down 3. That's what I did. They go up 3 for Korea, but China goes up for Manchuria because it's a Chinese roundel. All right, now let's do a recap. Get that out of the way. So in Suyan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17 infantry, 1 fighter, along with 6 U.S. fighters. C-Zone 44 has a destroyer. 42 has a battleship and a cruiser. Coming over this way. Belgian Congo has a heavy bomber, 2 infantry. Anglo-Egypt, Sudan, 1, 2, 3 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 tank, 1 fighter, 1 tactical. Tunisia, a tank. Algeria is a heavy bomber and a mech. 94 is a cruiser destroyer. 92 is 2 battleships, a carrier, and a transport. Gibraltar has a fighter. 91 has a cruiser. And London, I probably should chip these out better so I don't have to count them every time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. 11 infantry, 2 tanks, 3 artillery, 3 fighters, and 5 anti-aircraft, and a host of allied units as well. All right, that's pretty much it for Britain, China. Next up will be Italy, and they've got some serious damage to deal with.